Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Classonemodelworks has re-released their GSC HD, that stands for heavy duty flat cars, in several variations in addition to their first runs. So we're going to go over these quickly because this is considered a re-review, maybe a product demo, and we've already covered the details, but I will cover some of the differences on this GSC HD flat car on this run. So let's get started on the look of the Classonemodelworks GSC HD flat car right now. I picked SP to unbox. I said HD 3 times, I want to say it again. No paperwork or anything included, which is fine by me. Take off the lid. Car is sitting at an angle and wrapped in soft plastic. You can sit that down right there and take a look. Alright, these little boogers are a little bit hard to view and have the camera zoom in on, but I think I've got the camera working properly. So we have the brake wheel. Now, they're located on both ends for a dual braking system. They have the correct stirrups and grab irons on each corner of the car. Brake beams and brake shoe holders are on all 12 wheels, so you can see that there on the wheels. This is also a square jacking pad version. So I'll show you, as you can see right there above that third truck, the square jacking pad. Now they have metal plating added to the upper decks to match the prototype of the car. So if you look very carefully at the angle there, you can see the metal plating, what represents the metal plating, some rivets. In the center here, you have metal plated. Well, you got the metal plated upper decks there. Moving on to the center of the deck, you can see where the holes are there on the deck, and the center deck area, more of the same on the other end. Like I said, dual braking. You got stirrups. And on these trucks, these are GSC trucks, and they have rotating bearing caps, roller bearing caps. And they've been mixed for a kind of a prototypical appearance, so you can see those turning. And even on the end of the car, I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit to see that. You can see that brake wheel, but also accurate car end lettering. So silver tipped end accessory hoses, coupler cut bar, and metal couplers. Gotta get back over here and chase the car down, but more of the same detail on the side. And as we mentioned in the first video, there's brake line rigging that runs up under the sill. Got your tag there and your load limit and weight limit as well. So really nice detail on these cars. All right, here is Atlantic Coastline version. One thing you're going to notice differently is you have wood decks versus this metal plated decks there. You still have the dual brake wheels in that system, but another major difference is the A style jacking pad that you can see right here. That's on the curved portion of the deck going up. And then on the deck itself, you also have curved deck holes filled and load restraints added, which matches the prototype car. So that's on each end. That helps the load restraints, keeps it from shifting with that curved end of the platform. Now here's your NYC version, that stands for New York Central, and if we zoom in on the brake wheel, you'll see that there's a vertical handbrake on the B end. with dual ABD valves for braking versus the wheel style brakes of the other ones that we showed you, the brake wheels. So these are really interesting, especially the ability with the coloring to see the wood decks of this version, because the wood decks are per the prototype style basically, and they also have the load restraints that are in the wood deck appearance as it rolls down to cover the deck holes. But those restraints are a little different. They are thinner, more pointed restraints on this version. And also the trucks are different as well. So I'm going to zoom in on this truck here for you. So this is the Buckeye style truck, and it has friction bearings. So the vertical handbrake is on the B end of the car only versus the dual handbrake system of the previous ones I showed you. But still, the coupler cut levers, jacking pads that are square, metal couplers, silver tipped end airline hoses, separately applied grab irons here and there are the same as the other versions I showed you. So there is your New York Central. Really the sharpest of the bunch in my opinion. Alright, here is the SSW version. Much the same as the first couple of versions we covered here. No load restraints, the dual brake wheels on each end, the GSC trucks, and as you can see there are differences in the curved hole appearance, the curved appearance there where the load restraints would be, but you got the square jacking pads. So I'll just give you a quick 360 of this. And you do have the wood decking on this as well, as you can see that wood grain appearance. So there is the SSW version quickly covered. Camera really doesn't like these little cars, these flat cars. Here's the ATSF, again the GSC trucks. You will notice I said GSC trucks on this too, but these have the friction bearings, which are those little difference in appearance there, as you can see. So those friction bearings look significantly different, but the ATSF again with the dual brake wheels, square jacking pad, etc. Sounding like a broken record, wood decking. I'll just give you a quick 360 of this version so you can be aware of what that looks like. Now car length on these is 8 inches long, which means the NMRA with an initial ounce and a ½ ounce per additional inch, or per inch, should be about 5 ounces, but that's without load, I think. So these are coming in at 3.4 ounces. It's really hard for manufacturers to meet that with a flat car or a well car or any sort of gondola, so it's difficult to meet, but 3.4 ounces is what this weighs. Now speaking of loads, Class 1 Model Works has several different loads available. Here's one demonstrated here. So this is a circuit breaker, very little assembly required, but this load, I wanted to show you what that looks like on the flat car here. Now they also have flat car loads that are just plain flat car loads, even though they don't produce completely flat cars, and I'll show you that real quick before we move on to operation of these GSC heavy duty flat cars. So this is a non-Class 1 Model Works flat car. However, I took it and modified it and made this, or put on this load that they provide, or they sell online, and they're 50-foot or 60-foot mineral brown wheel racks, and they come with 22 wheel sets. They also sell wheel sets individually and in different variations, so you can see there a couple of variations are shown on this flat car. Alright, now for our rolling stock roll test. Pretty free rolling, a little more friction than other items, but not bad at all. I don't think this will weigh down your train. Body wobble is going to be pretty much non-existent because it's pretty flat, but that is your movement of the flat car here. Alright, that's going to cover the GSC Heavy Duty Flat Car Run 2 from Class 1 Model Works. Overall, I hope you enjoyed the cars. We're going to leave you with a run-by of these so you can see up close the different trucks, the different features we showed, and this really cool load. So we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.